story is really a story
Okay.
of sobriety. Can you
Yeah.
hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just, it like, I don't know, went away and now you're back. So
Okay, all right.
I think it was my end.
Okay. Well, I do have my little space heater on because my toes are freezing. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have that on during the podcast, but can you hear it?
No, I can't. No, it's
It's
good.
like, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I am a lot of things. I wear a lot of different hats. I'm a mom of four boys. I have a granddaughter who's 9 months. I have a husband, a
Mhm.
dog somewhere. They're all boys. He's over here taking a nap. I work from home. I have a background as a nurse practitioner. I don't work as a nurse practitioner anymore because during COVID, I came home. I had started growing a business prior to COVID with a goal to come home and just work for myself. And COVID kind of accelerated that because, the kids didn't have school. Um, and so I was working as a nurse practitioner full time for about 11, 12 years. Then I came home and I was coaching health and wellness. I have like a really big weight loss story that I went through. And so, of course, I used that to, help other people. So I was helping other people with like weight loss and, coming off medications and things like that. And then right before I left the nurse practitioner world, which was about 4 years ago, I quit drinking. And I was a big, big problematic drinker. And honestly, the reason it took me so long to quit is because I didn't think I could.
Mm.
And I didn't think I could, have a full life without it. It's now I'm
Yeah,
sweating. Sorry. I'm also like perimenopausal, so my feet are cold, then I get hot. Then I got to get my feet warm, then I get hot.
yeah.
Um,
I understand.
so, yeah. Whew. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at is that I did get sober. And the way I did it was that kind of I beat myself up by every time I would have like an incident, like where I did something I shouldn't have, or I wake up and I don't remember what happened the night before, or I know my husband's pissed off at me because I did something wrong, that kind of thing. And every time I would have one of those moments, I would go and listen to like sober literature, like Quit Lit. And there was a particular guy, and his name is Craig Beck, and he used to have a lot of information on the internet, and he just made it make sense. It's
Mm.
like, hey, if we can take away all the desire for drinking because you no longer see the benefits, then you can actually go and live a full life without missing it, without FOMO, without deprivation. And the only way I'd ever heard of it before was like the white knuckle method of AA, which I totally didn't resonate with, right? And as a nurse practitioner in a very small town, I would not be anonymous enough to not have an impact on my career because I'd be sitting there with my patients who now are not going to be coming in because they don't view me the same way. And that's just being completely honest. It's a bias that exists, right?
Yeah.
So I did it my own way. I just quit one day, random day in the summer. I said, okay, I'm done. I ordered a strawberry lemonade with lunch, and my husband was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm done. It's the first time I'd ever said it out loud to him that I'm done. I'd done all the things. I'm sorry, and I won't do that again. But when I said I am done drinking, and I meant it, I tried to quit a million times before, and I was just done. So now, fast forward a little over 3.5 years, about the 1 year mark, actually, I'm giving you a lot, but
Yeah.
about the 1 year mark, I really knew I wanted to help other people with it because very quickly into my journey, like day 7, maybe, and I'm a poor historian, so I don't remember exactly, but I just was like, this isn't as hard as what it was supposed to be. And I was doing the most. I was hiding alcohol. I was drinking a bottle a day visibly, but I was also drinking stuff offsite. Like, my dresser can hold a bottle of wine with a screw cap. Even better, they have the cartons of wine, so it's not making noise, right? My husband's not in my underwear drawer. So yeah, so I want to give you an idea of that it was a real problem.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, my career was suffering. I was showing up every day, so I was highly functional, but I wasn't giving it my all. You know what it's like to go anywhere hungover, and you're just like showing up and sitting down and like praying to God that you'll get through the day,
Yeah.
eating greasy food and doing all that stuff. So when I quit, I quickly realized like, oh my gosh, like nobody knows about this. Nobody knows that you actually don't have to be sad, that you can just leave it behind and it's okay. And like, you actually don't even have to hit a rock bottom and need to go to rehab to make this something that you decide to do. It's more like, hey, is it causing any problems in your life? Awesome, let's get rid of it. And let's teach you how to get rid of it in a way where you are in power rather than the patriarchal system of AA, which is like this, like, give away your power. You're not strong enough. Excuse me, what? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a successful woman. I've done a lot of things. We all have.
Yeah.
And to say that we're broken, no, we were drinking a substance that was meant to addict us. And society doesn't tell us that. The only things that we see about alcohol are like the social happy people, cheers bar, all that stuff from like our youth. Um,
Hmm.
and then we see the bums on the bench. We don't see any of the in between stuff where the real problems are lying, like the
Yeah.
wine moms who think that you have to drink wine to get through a day, like you deserve wine because you raise kids. In
Yeah.
what world is that? Like
Yeah.
all of this crazy messaging that we take on and then we embody. And so we're like, of course we're drinking wine. I'm a mom. I'm going to drink wine every day at 5 o'clock. It's how I parent. It's how I cook. So we
Yeah.
have all these messages, but in this one instance, they tell us heroin's highly addictive
Mm.
and they say, don't F with it. You'll get addicted. What do they do with alcohol? There's this big production when you turn 21. A lot of people have their first beer with their mom or dad, or
Yeah.
they're sneaking it because you've been watching everybody else have a blast with it for years and years. So you can't wait to get your hands on it. So there's all this buildup, and
Yeah.
nobody tells you how dangerous it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
as far as addiction. So that's kind of how I got to where I am. And now I'm a sober coach. I help people. We have a 96% rate of getting the client what they want, with their goal, whether that's to moderate, cut back, or get rid of it completely. So when I ask them, has this been successful?